Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, Heartly Creativity. Today we are going to do class 10th agriculture. So let's start with agriculture. So before what is agriculture, let me tell what is the thing we are going to learn in this chapter. So in this chapter we are going to learn the types of agriculture. Okay, types of agriculture in India. So what are agriculture? That's the first thing we'll understand in this chapter. So today we'll finish the types of farming and what is dooming and all the things. In the next class, I would be coming with um, a um, commercial farming, which is the next topic. So we are going to first finish agriculture, what is agriculture and all the thing. So let's start with what is agriculture. Okay, so agriculture, what from agriculture, this word, what is agri? Yeah, agri is nothing but farming, all the thing. So in the sectors of the Indian economy, you learn that agriculture is a primary sector. It comes under primary sector. So can't you say that it agriculture is a primary activity? Yes, you can say that. Okay. The next thing is, what is primary activity? No need to get tensed. We know that nothing but when economic activity that involves extracting natural resources. Let's say I am growing plant and that plant gives me fruit. So can't you say it is done by the nature itself? It's not done by humans? Yes. So let's say this person over here is planting, gave plants. This thing gave plants. So this plants is taken by them, these people. What they do, they will go to the other sector, that means secondary sector, and they manufacture this, and then they transport it to come to so it comes to us and all. So first thing is that agriculture, if agriculture is not there in our earth, do you think you'll get food? No, you won't get food if you're not doing agriculture. So agriculture is very basic, very important thing in our country. So India is an agriculturally important country. Okay, so agriculturally important country क्या है? India. So out of it, 2/3 of the people are engaged in this natural resource. Engage in agriculture activities. So 2/3. Remember that there's a question coming. How much dash of its population is engaged in agriculture activities? 2/3, 1/3, 3/4. They can ask like this, and you should write 2/3. Remember this, very important. So I'll do one thing. Very important is this. And slightly kind of important is this, and very important is this. Okay, so you should remember this scheming which I'm gonna write. So this is kind of important, so I'll just put this. Two-third. Okay, now agriculture is a primary activity. As I said, it is a primary activity which produces most of the food that we consume. Yes, they do. Beside food grains, it also produces raw material for various industries. What does these agriculture do? They produce raw material for various industries. Now, Moreover, some agriculture products like, let's say, tea, coffee, spices are also exported. So can't you say agriculture is the basic thing for a country? Yes, it is very important for a country. So now, types of farming. We'll understand what are types of farming. So, as you guys already know, that before itself, agriculture was very important. Agriculture was very important. So agriculture, you can say, it's an age-old economic activity. Yes, they are an economic activity. Yes, in our country. And so we can say agriculture is an age-old economic activity, right? In our country, over this years, cultivation method have changed significantly depending upon the characteristics of the important physical environment. When I'm talking physical environment, it depends on rainfall, climate, all the things, right? So climate, rainfall pattern, land productivity, how much the land is fertile. In the first chapter, resources and development, you understood that land, how the type of soil is also important for growing plants or growing crops, right? So in this chapter also we'll understand what type of soil is needed for that type of vegetable, or you can say of some nuts or fruits, something like that. Okay. So technology know-how, matlab ki tools to use for agriculture. Okay. So and socio-cultural practices. Farming varies from okay, this is important. It varies from subsistence to commercial type. Now, what is the subsistence to commercial type? That I'll tell you. So this is kind of very important, very important. So this line, we'll talk about it later. So I'll explain it to you a bit more better way. At present, in different parts of India, the following farming system is practiced. So now, primitive subsistence farming is nothing but slash and burn agriculture. Very important. They might ask, what is slash and burn agriculture? What is an example? Like, what is the slash and burn agriculture is also known as dash, or primitive subsistence farming is also known as dash. They can give all these questions, very important. That's why I'm marking it with this slash and burn agriculture. So what is primitive subsistence farming or slash and burn agriculture? Okay, no worries. It's kind of easy. You don't need to panic. You don't need to get panicked. Oh, no problem. I will just slash and burn age old, then this. Okay, now we'll understand primitive subsistence farming. Now when I'm talking about primitive subsistence farming, I am saying we know that in farming we already need what? Physical environment, technological know-how. Okay, we need technological know-how. How we can use technology? We obviously need to know technology, then only we'll understand how to use it, right? So this type is actually practiced in few areas of India. So primitive subsistence agriculture is practiced in small patches of land with the help of primitive tools. Now when I'm talking about primitive tools, what are primitive tools? They are nothing but hui, digging sticks, and obviously labor is important. Primitive tools, labor is also important. If labor is down there, then what? uh, I think you would be needing more technology wise, right? So family, community, labor, all of these are important tools for primitive subsistence farming. So this type of farming depends upon the monsoon, natural fertility of the soil. As I said, anything, any agriculture, any farming needs physical, environmental, technological know-how, socio-cultural practices. So we know that monsoon, that's cultural. I mean, climate-wise, natural fertility of the soil, the physical environment of the soil. I mean, physical environment of the type of the farming, and sustainability of other environment condition. That's nothing but physical environment, or we can say technological know-how. How do they use? All of these are important in our to grow a crop. Okay, to farming is very very important in our area. So, and stability of other environmental condition to these crops. So these things are very important. So remember that physical environment, technological know-how, and socio-cultural practices. Ab and it is a slash and burn agriculture. Farmers clear a patch of land and produce cereals and other food crops to sustain their family. Okay, so what they do is that they clear a patch of land. These farmers, what they do, they clear the patch of land and they grow cereals and other crops to sustain the family. So obviously you need food for energy, and if energy is not there, you will die, right? So what happens is obviously we need food for our energy. So what we do, we do farming to get food. So these farmers, they go and dig soils, and then they put the crop, whatever you can say, you can take the vegetables and put it in the soil, and then when their hard work pays off, like they would be needing this kind of environment, they would be needing this kind of soil. All of these depends upon the types of thing they are growing. Okay, so what they do, what is slash and burn, that's what they are talking about here. So farmers clear a patch of land and produce cereals and other food crops to sustain the family team. I mean the family. When the soil fertility decreases, now let's say the fertility of the soil decreases, the farmer shift and clear a fresh patch of land for cultivation. Now what they do is that this land loses its fertility. Okay, what this farmers do, they go to another land and they start doing their work again, and they leave this thing just like it, no use. So this type of shifting allows nature to replenish the fertility of the soil through natural process. So this is known as slash and burn. So what happens, when this kind of lose its fertility, this farmer would not stay there. They would go to other land and start doing their farming there. And what they do is this land which had not given they didn't have fertility, next time when they go around there, the fertility increases only because of natural processes happening through it. Okay, so land productivity in this type of agriculture is low as the farmer does not use fertilizers or other modern inputs. They do not use any bad, not bad, I must say, fertilizers or any other modern inputs, which is not, it's not related to natural processes. So so when the farmer go over there, they see that the land becomes perfectly fine. So this kind of agriculture is known as slash and burn. Very important. It's actually happening in our country. It's actually practiced in a few states, a few pockets of India. Okay, so land productivity in this type of agriculture is lower as the farmer does not use fertilizers or other modern inputs. So it is known by different names in different parts of the country. Now, not only in India, outside the India also, people use this kind of farming. So what are these? Can you name such types of farming? No problem. This thing is actually you would be needing a bit of knowledge about that, so I would recommend